What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, Episode 13. So obviously I didn't review Toriko or Hunter x Hunter, and basically my laziness was at an all-time high. No, my laziness is at an all-time high, excuse me. I didn't record them yesterday because basically I just forgot about Toriko. I read the Hunter x Hunter chapter, and I was like, okay, I could record a review now, upload it and everything, and then do Toriko later, but I might as well just upload them at the same time, wait for Toriko to come out. And then Toriko slipped my mind over the course of the day. I just didn't think about it. So I'm like, alright, I'll do them tomorrow with Jojo. And then laziness strikes again. Just in full swing at an all-time high. It's just like 3 fucking videos. I gotta sit down and record. And the recording process is not just like the 5 to 7 minute videos you guys get. I sit there and record for like 20 minutes. And then cut out like a lot of the rambles or redo a take so that what I say makes more sense or whatever, interruptions. So doing that for like 3 videos and editing all 3 videos and getting the thumbnails ready, I was like, fuck all that. It's not like a ton of difficult work, it's just kind of tedious. So I'm going to talk about JoJo, obviously, because today is JoJo Day. And since tomorrow is Saturday and it's a free day, I'll probably give you guys a Toriko live reaction. Even if the chapter's not like worth it, it might be fun to do a live reaction. As far as Hunter x Hunter goes, I mean, I don't know if the chapter's worth reviewing. It's good. There's nothing wrong. It's just I don't, it's a fine chapter. It's whatever. So yeah. With all that being said, JoJo, the fucking baby in this episode, the ending of this episode for anybody who has is like a newborn, like if you just became a father, this episode might fucking freak you out a little bit, especially the ending when the invisible baby falls into a fucking lake. Like, that's just horrifying. But the episode's not all greatness. There is greatness in this episode. I mean, we get a fucking oh my god from Joseph, which is fantastic. It's always fantastic. I did not see that coming. I don't remember if that was in the manga or what, but that was awesome. We get the English, oh my god, greatness. I replayed that like 3 times. Then we also get just some Hermit Purple action in there, just one scene, but it was pretty badass. And overall, it is cool seeing Josuke and Joseph work off of each other. There's a nice little bit of character development here and there with Josuke finally just, I don't know if he said it out loud or if he was just thinking it, but he finally just says it, whether in his head or not. You know, this dude abandoned me and my mom, and fucking, he has animosity towards him. He's a little pissed at Joseph. He was trying to cover it up before, act like whatever, it didn't bother him, but he finally just said fuck it, at least internally. But then Joseph wanted to be cool in front of him. He did the blood thing, and of course he lost way more blood than you could normally lose, but JoJo logic. And yeah, that's pretty much the episode. It was a cute moment between the 2 characters. Good characterization, good character relationship building, and some really good comedy. I like Josuke running after the bus. That was great. Chasing Joseph with the cane. A lot of good jokes in here. A little bit of plot in the beginning with Jotaro and all the others. They were all there. They were looking at the bow and arrow. They were like, yeah, we're going to send it to the Speedwagon Foundation. This first hurdle is over, but how many stand users he made, I'm still questioning him. So be on the lookout. So, of course, with a few more stand users on the loose and the bow and arrow now captured, you'd think things would be wrapping up, but no, of course not, because it's JoJo, and there has to be a million more stand users than you'd normally expect. But no, it was a good little tiny bit of plot in the beginning of the episode, nothing too crazy. And the only part of the episode I really didn't like was like obviously you probably know what I'm gonna say. It's the fucking it's the baby shop, it's the baby store. That whole scene is just kind of slow, and I get the joke, the dude is conning Joseph, but it's just not that funny. Maybe if it was in English, you know, with a lot of personality to it. Not that JoJo doesn't have personality, but overall I just wasn't a huge fan of the scene. I thought it went on a little too long, it wasn't really that funny. I got the joke, and then the joke repeated itself like 3 times. You know, there's a bunch of baby shit, and there's a bunch of options with the baby shit, I get it. It did have some payoff at the end when Josuke got pissed off at him, and of course we get that little Joestar birthmark cameo in there, which was kind of cool. And then, speaking of cameos, who was that fucker receiving a Shueisha envelope, huh? Maybe it has something to do with the next episode being called Let's Go to the Mangaka's House. That's all I'm going to say, but that was pretty fucking cool. I saw what you did there, David Productions. Because I don't recall that being in the manga. I feel like I would remember seeing Shueisha on an envelope. At least I think it said Shueisha. It looked like Shueisha. It could have been like a knockoff name that's spelled slightly differently, but they own the fucking Jojo brand, so I'm sure they can use the name. Anyways, really fun episode. The baby turning things invisible looked kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see Josuke standing on the grass, but because there's like a crater in it, just because that section of it is invisible, so it looked kind of cool. Like stuff looked destroyed, but it wasn't destroyed. It was just invisible. It looked nice. I like the way it was drawn. It looked very cool in the manga as well. But that's the episode. So we get a Joseph, oh my god. We get a Hermit Purple scene. We got good interaction between Joseph and Josuke, a little tiny bit of plot, and then one scene that's kind of bad and does take up a decent chunk of the episode. So I'd probably set this episode around a solid 7.5. It's a recreational, kind of fillerish arc after having such a big, plot-heavy one with Red Hot Chili Pepper. And next week we're going to be moving into introducing some new characters, or at least one new character, and sort of expanding the story a bit, but we'll get even more story after maybe a couple more stand users, I want to say. Or at least one more in particular, and then we'll get into more of like the main villain of the arc and everything, which is not a spoiler to really say, I don't think. Because there hasn't been a main villain yet, but the fact that he's kind of coming within the next couple stand user fights, I guess that's, something to be excited for. But with all that being said, rambling over, this episode of JoJo, 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was an overall good episode. If it didn't have the other things to bounce back from that really, scene in the middle, it would probably be, like, a decent episode, since that scene did take up, 5 minutes, probably. Maybe I'm overestimating, I don't know. But, overall, I enjoyed the episode quite a bit. So, with all that being said, what did you guys think of this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? You can tell me in the comment section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.